yesterday we saw how to create a package, project, class, and all those things. Okay, so we do one more time how to do that practice. So I opened my Eclipse over there. So once I open my Eclipse, so what we will do, that is I'll go to File, New, then Project. Okay, so I can directly go to Java project. I can also go to the project over there. So project, then here I'll select Java project. Otherwise, under the Java folder, I'll click on the Java project. Then I'll click on next. Then I'll select the environment as 1.7, Java AC 1.7 or 1.8, something what I'm getting over there. Then the project name right now I'll just give Selenium 17th November 2015. I'll just give. Then I'll click on OK. Finish. So for me, one package will be created here. See? Oh, sorry, one project will be created over here. Okay, I got the project. So inside the project, what are the things I'll be having? One source folder and then the JRE system library. Okay, the JRE system library is what means the internal classes. Okay, it consists of a lot of jar files which has a number of packages which consist of classes over there to work on it. That is what this JRE system. These are all the internal classes which will help the Java to execute the program over there. That's what. So then I want to create a package. If I want to create a package, I'll right click on the source folder, new, then I will click on the package. Okay, in the package I'm going to give, so right now, so for example, class 2, then I'll make it just a second. Today's date is 18th November. I'll click on finish. So I created the package. Then if I want to create a class, right click, new, and then class. So here, so right now it's coming my source folder. So that is I'm creating the source folder where that is actually it's there under the Selenium 17 November 2015. That is a project. Under the source folder, I have a package called class to 18 November 2015. Okay, class to 18 November 2015. So here is where I'm creating this my package. Then my class name here. Okay, so I'll give my package here. I'll give my class name. For example, the class name I'll just give, for example, variables. Always class name should be in uppercase at the, that is actually the capital letter. It should be the first letter should be capital letter, and then the package name always should be in the small letter. The first letter should be small letters. Okay, so we got it. Then after that, if I want, I can click on the public static void main. Okay, right now I'll uncheck it. I'll just tell you the shortcut once again how to do it. Then right now I'll click on the default as of now. Then I'll click on finish. See, my package name is what? Class to 18 November. Okay, then my class name is variables. Then if I want the main function, because always I should have the main function. If I'm not having the main function, I cannot execute my program. So main function came. Then if I press control space continuously, okay, I'll be getting the main method. I'll click on enter. Then I got my main function. Okay, so usually when I do anything, if I write over there, I'll be getting a star mark. That means the program is not saved. Then I'll save it. Then after that, I will execute. That is actually I will try to print. So if I want to print it, always the command is SYSO control space will give me system.out.println, and any information which is there under double quotes will be printed for me. Then control S. Okay, then I'll right click, run as Java application. Okay, hello world, I got. Okay, I got hello world. So then, okay, I got the hello world. Now we are going to see about variables and data types. Okay, what is a variable? What is a data type? We will see. So how there are different types of data types. Okay, first I'm going to tell you about data types. First, I'm going to tell you about data types. Then later on, we'll go to the next step, what is variables and all those things. Okay, first we'll see the basics. Then we'll go. So we got data types. Okay, what is a data type means? Okay, for example, any information that I want to write in my program. Okay, so there are n number of types of values. Okay, one is what means numbers. Another one is actually what decimals. Another one is what actually characters. Okay, a otherwise x, or so for example r, something like that, any one letter alone. Another one is actually a combination of letters and words. Okay, for example, hello world. Then how are you, that is one. So like that, these things, different things are there. So, and then after that, true or false. So like that, we have different types of values that to be stored, okay, in the program. So for each and every type of values, they are separated into data types. Okay, that means, okay, decimals, and then numbers. Okay, first we'll see about that. First, numbers. Okay, so what are the types of numbers we have? For example, we have, for example, 10. Okay, 100, 200, or 20,000, 2 lakh, something like that. Okay, decimals we know 10.50. Okay, 20.50, 3 lakh point 99, something like any information that comes with dot, then the values. Okay, even 3 lakh point 00, that is also a decimal. Any information that comes with the dotted information, those are all decimals over there. Okay, so how to handle all those things? Okay, from our side, we have different types of data types. Okay, we have different types of data types that can be handled. How? What are the data types? We'll see. Okay, we have integer. Okay, before that we have short. Okay, we have short, integer, long. Then we have double, float. Then we have boolean. Then we have character, string. These are the different data types we have. So if you see over there, this short, integer, and long. This short, integer, and long, all these things denotes numbers. All these things denote numbers. Okay, that means what? These values, these type of values. These type of values. The same thing, double and float. These two denote decimals, these information. Boolean represents true or false. True or false. Characters represents a single letter alone. Okay, characters represent only the single letters alone. Only single letters alone. That is, for example, okay, A, X, even 1 or anything. All the things, okay, which are all there, okay, will be coming under a single quote. Okay, any information comes under single quote is called as a character. Strings will be represented with double quotes. For example, hello world. Any information that comes under a double quote is called as a string. 100, then anything that comes under a single quote, those are all always from our side is a string. Any information comes under a double quotes. Okay, these are the main things. So here we have to see over here this short, integer, long, everything is going to denote me the numbers only, but why there are 3 different data types? Okay, so that is what we have to see. The main concept of why we need these 3 things means, okay, it based actually each and every data types has some certain limit. Okay, so right now what I'm going to give is not the perfect limit, okay, but for you to make understand, I'm just going to take this example over there. That's the only thing. Okay, so for example, short. Okay, short is there. Okay, short. Short can store values from -50 to 200. Okay, then integer can store values from -500 to 5000. Then long can store values from -10,000 to 20,000. Okay, same thing. Double can store values from -500.00 to 5,000.99. Okay, then float can store values from -10,000.30. Okay, -10,000.30 to 20,000.50 something. Okay, this is how it can store values over there. So now we'll see. So from my side, I want to store a value of, just a second. Okay, I want to store a value of 100. Okay, so if I want to store a value of 100, which are the data types will support for me? Okay, so for me, -50 to 200. Here, short is coming. So for me, short will be accepted. Then -500 to 5,000, 100 is coming over there. So integer also will support for me. Then after that, long. There also what? In that limit, 100 is there. So it supports for me long also. So all these things, okay, 100 can be stored under these 3 data types. Okay, same thing if I'm having -2000. Okay, if I'm having -2000 over here, so which are the things it can be supported means, for me minus 50 to 200, 2000 is not there under the limit, so short cannot be supported. Integer minus 500 to 5000, in that also minus 2000 is not there. Okay, so it cannot be supported. Long minus 10,000 to 20,000, so here long can be supported for me. Okay, so long can be supported. So that's the main thing. Clear? The same thing if I come over to the decimal. Okay, so if you can see minus 500 to 5000 or minus 10,000, these values also will come, but these are supported only for decimal, but these are all normal numbers which this double and float cannot be directly supported. Okay, now so that's why I am not coming to this range. Okay, so now minus 200.00. Okay, minus 200.00. so for this one, which will be supported? Okay, if it comes in the decimals, means for sure this double and float only will be supported. So minus 500 to 5000.99, yes, double will come, so double will be supported. Okay, then next minus 10,000 to this one, float also is there, so float also will be supported. Okay, so then I have minus 1000.99. Okay, so in this one we'll see. So minus 500 to 5000, here minus 1000.99 will not come. Minus 10,000, yeah, float will be supported for me. Clear? So this is how the data types has been used over there. Okay, so what I given over here is it's not a perfect numbers over there. Okay, so these things are normal. Okay, I just gave you for understanding the concept. Okay, the original numbers will be what? Minus 3676. Actually it will come over there in lakhs and millions over there. Okay, so this is for understanding. Okay, minus 3676.147, like that it comes over there. Okay, so that is the limit for that. Okay, so now I'll ask you some basic questions for whether you understand it properly or not. Okay, so for example, now I'm going to store 700. Okay, can you tell me which are the data types will be supported? Okay, so right now, so Vamsi, can you tell me as what are the data types will be supported for this one, for 700?
Int and long will be supported for that.
Correct. Can you tell me why?
Because that range is between int and long.
Yes, correct. Okay, minus 50 to 200. Here the 700 is not there. So integer and long alone can be supported. Perfect. Okay, so then, so for example, I'm going to save $7,000.9000. I'll give. So Shravanti, can you tell me which one will be supported for me here? Shravanti, can you tell me for this 7,000.00? Okay, which are the ranges it will be supported?
That is float.
Float. Apart from that, anything will support?
Hello.
Yeah, yes, Shravanti. Apart from that, anything will be supported for me? That is the 7,000.00. Will it be supported by anything? Okay, minus 500 to 5,000.99. Okay, here 7,000, that limit is not there. So only float in that only, that limit is
long there. Starts from 10,000, right?
But the thing is, this is 0.00. Yeah. That means these are all decimals. So decimals will be supported by only double and float. Same thing from my side, normal numbers will be supported by only short, int and long alone. Okay, directly it can be supported only for short and integer and long alone for the numbers. Float and double will support only for decimals. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what the basic concept. Okay. Any doubts anyone has of understanding what is data type? Everyone is clear now? Okay. So yeah.
Wait for 1 minute. Actually,
Yes.
7000.00 means that is a double number, right?
7000.00, that is actually, it's a decimal number. Okay, so the decimal
Yeah, decimal.
decimal numbers will be supported by double float.
Yeah, float only, but now the range is float only, right?
Yes, the range is only float because it's 7000.00. If I come to the double, minus 500.00 to 5000.99, so it is exceeding the limit. Okay, till 5000.99 only the double will support. Float will support for minus 10,000 to 20,000.50. So that's why 7000.00 comes under float over here. It supports only for float. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is only the basic information of why we need these data types. Okay. So next. Okay. So now we see how a variable. What is a variable? We are going to see about what is a variable over here. So what is a variable means? Okay, variable. Okay, it's just a memory location which can store some values in it. Okay, it's just a memory location which can store values. Memory location which can store values in it. Okay, that's what a variable is about. Okay, that's it. Okay, it's just a memory location which can store some values in it. That's what. Okay, so what type of values means based on the value what I'm passing over there, so I need to pass the data type. Okay, how a variable will be declared. Okay, and then initialized means, okay, integer I is equal to 20. I'll be giving integer I is equal to 20. Okay, so this is how a variable will be declared and initialized. Okay, this part is called as declaration and initialization. This part is called as declaration and then initialization for us. Okay, so from my side, okay, integer I is equal to 20 we came. Okay, declaration, initialization. So what is declaration, what is initialization? That's what we are going to see now. Okay, integer I, this part is called as declaration. Declaration, then I is equal to 20. Okay, this part is called as initialization. This part is called as initialization. Okay, so what will happen when I do this concept? Okay, when I give here as integer I is equal to, for example, 50. When I give like this, what is going to happen means, okay, when I give the information integer I equal to 50, okay, so before this I'll just tell you first declaration, then I'll go for initialization, so you will understand very clearly. Integer I, okay, when I give like this integer I, this time it's going to create me a memory location. Okay, it's going to create me a memory location, and then the memory location name will be I. Okay, the memory location name will be I, and then after that for me this integer, okay, so this integer, okay, this is a data type which tell to the memory location store only integer values alone. Okay, store only integer values alone. Okay, so that's what this integer will do. Okay, so when I give here as I is equal to, okay, for example, I'm having one more thing. Okay, I'll do one more thing. So integer j I'm going to give. Okay, I'm going to give integer j. So now what will happen? Once again, it creates me a memory location. It's going to create me a memory location, and then in the memory location, it's going to given name as called as J. Each and every memory location should have a name for it, because then only I can be used for utilization for calling. Then this integer will tell to the memory location, store only integer values alone. That's what this will do. Okay, then now when I'm going to give here as I is equal to 30. Okay, when I give here information as I equal to 30, so Java, it will go and identify whether we have a memory location called I. So here there are two memory location I and J. So I means what? This memory location. So in this memory location, it will store 30 in it. That's what it will do. So once again, when I give here as I equal to 50, okay, when I give here as I equal to 50, so now what will happen? The old value 30, okay, that will be replaced. Okay, the old value 30, that will be replaced with 50 now. Okay, that's what. Okay, this concept is called as reinitialization. Okay, this concept is called as reinitialization. The first time when you're declaring a value for the variable is called as initialization. The second time when you're going to declare a value for the variable, that will be called as the reinitialization. Okay, this concept is called as reinitialization. Okay, so clear? Any doubts on this one? Okay, so you understood the concept how to declare and initialize a value in a variable. Okay, this is called as declaration initialization, the very basic. Okay, so now we'll see the same thing in the program, how to be utilized. So now here, how to declare a variable? Integer I is equal to 30. We got it. So now I value is being 30 now. When I want to print it, system.out.println, then when I give the information in double quotes, okay, so I'm printing the value I over here. Okay, now when I right click, run as Java application, when I give here, it's printing me I, it's not printing me the value 30. When I want to print the value 30 means I need to give system.out.println, then I need to give here as I. Okay, so I gave here as I. That is here before I gave with the double quotes. Now I'm giving only the variable name alone. Right click, run as Java application. See, now it prints me the value 30. So that means always variable should be declared only with the variable name. It should not be there under double quotes. Okay, I'm going to give system.out.println y. Can you see it throws me an error? Okay, how it's throwing? You see, you can see some balloons over here with the red mark. Okay, red cross mark. Okay, that means it's giving me y cannot be resolved to be a variable because I have not declared a variable called y over here. Okay, so that's why it cannot be thrown and it's throwing me an error. So before, okay, here I'm trying to declare the y. Integer y is equal to 50. When I give like this, 3 still is throwing me an error. That means I should declare the variable before the place where I'm replacing. Okay, I'll right click, I'll cut it. Then here I'm pasting it. See, now the error has been gone. Okay, always the variable should be declared after that only it should be utilized. Okay, so that's how we have to use it. Clear? Any doubts on this one? Okay, the next one. So it's giving me 30 around. I want to print this as I is equal to 30. So integer, sorry, system.out.println. Then I'll give the information as I. Then after that, if I give here as plus I, okay, plus I, I'm giving. So now when I print it, okay, run it. See, it prints me I 30, I equal to then space I'm giving. Run as Java application. See, now it gives me I is equal to 30 over there. So this concept is called as concatenation. Okay, this concept is called as concatenation. Clear? So Any doubts on this one? This concept is called as concatenation. Okay, this is what about variables. Clear? So anyone has any doubts on understanding what is a data type and then what is a variable today? You're clear about what is a data type and what is a variable now? Okay, so this is a very basic concept over there.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yes, Anegoda.
Hello.
Anegoda, you have any doubts?
Yeah. Yeah, sir. Data types. Little
Yeah.
bit. I don't know actually.
Okay.
Yeah, in data types actually.
You want to know what is a data type and then you want to understand that concept? Anegoda, you can.
Data types. Data types.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay, what is a data types means? Okay, so data type in each and every program, okay, each and every programming language will have the data types. Okay, what is the usage of the data type means? Okay, I want to store some values. Okay, I want to store some values means, okay, using the help of the data types only we can store the values over there. So that means here I'm going to give an information. I want to store numbers. Okay, so for the numbers there are totally 3 data types support: short, integer, and then long. So what this short, integer, long, why 3 data types are needed for storing the numbers means, okay, each and every data types has its own limit. Okay, so all these things are like containers. Okay, so that means short can store only is a small box which can store values from -50 to 200. Then integer is a little bit a bigger box which can store values from -500 to 5000. Long is a bigger box compared to both, which can store values from -1000 to -10,000 to 20,000 over there. Okay, so this is what this is how the data types works. Okay, this is the main logic of the data types over there. Okay, so that's why we have different data. The same thing follows for the double and float also. So double and float is what it can store only decimal values. Okay, the decimal values here also has a limit over there. Double can store values from -500.900 to 5000.99. Float also -10,000.30 to 20,000.50. Okay, it can store values like that. So double is a smaller box, float is a little bit bigger box like that. Okay, that is how the limits are being stored over there. Okay, so my value, what I'm going to store, based on that only that data types I can utilize. So for example, I want to store 100 is a value, means okay, that 100 value will be supported by these 3 data types, because -52 and then 200, in that only 100 is coming. So in that limit, okay, so 100 will be supported for the short data type, and then integer also 500 -500 to 5000, in that limit only 100 is coming, so integer also will be supported. Same thing, -10,000 to 20,000, this 100 will be there in that limit. So long, so that's why short, integer, long, all these data types are supported. Same thing, -2000 is not there under the limit of -50 to 200, and then -500 to 5000. So -2000 is there under the limit of -10,000 to 20,000. So long alone will be supported.
Yes.
Clear? This is what data types are utilized in the programming.
Okay.
Okay, so the same thing. That's why when I give here information as integer I is equal to 20, I'm giving. So the thing is actually this 20 is there under the limit of this one, -50 to 200. So it's accept. Same thing if I give here information as 2000. Okay, in case if I'm giving the information here as 2000. So what will happen right now? So the 2000 is not there under the limit of this one. Okay, see, if 2000 is not there under the limit of 2000 is there, 20,000 for example. Okay, 20,000 is not there under the limit. So what will happen right now? This will throw me an error that is here for me the integer is not supported. Clear? So that's why I'm going to, that is each and every time I need to give an information. The variable is of this, the memory location for the variable memory location, which data type and what is the value. Yeah, this should be long. Only supports. Clear? Okay, the original numbers are not this one. The original numbers are different. Okay, it will be more. Okay, minus, it will be like actually minus 3676 something like that. It will come. Okay, so that will be more. Clear? Any doubts on today's class? Anyone has? Understanding what is a data type and what is a variable?
Yeah, clear.
Okay, so today I'll stop over the class.
Murali, Vamsi here.
Yeah, yes, Vamsi. Hello, yes, Vamsi.
Murali, in present program used in I equal to something 30 used, right?
This one, huh?
So no, yeah, that one. Int I is equal to 30. In that we can use a short also, right?
Correct.
Because
Short.
it is that 30.
Perfect. Short also.
My doubt is like why every time people are taking like int only. What is the difference of short and I in that?
Yes, I understood. The thing is actually why everyone used to prefer integer means that's a standard one. Okay, because most of the thing actually we'll be dealing the numbers with normally with lakhs or crores. Okay, so the integer supports still that value over there. Okay, and then I don't want, most of the things they don't want to limit the numbers or something. Okay, normally in the program level, but when you come to the original application, okay, for example, when you come to the original banking application or something like that, okay, those places they give the limits. They use short and then float, different things. Okay, most probably normally in the program level they go with what are the things means they go with integer and then double for decimal values. Okay, when you come to the original development only, they go with different data types. Clear?
Okay, Murali.
That's a main concept. Okay, so anyone has any other doubts apart from this?
Sir, can you repeat this procedure, how to create a program?
Yeah, sure. So I'll just create one more. So right now I want to create a class. Okay, I'll just click on the right click on the package. Okay, so right click on the package, then I'll click on class. Then I'll give the class name. Okay, so understanding program. Okay, that is my name. So right now it's giving discouraged name for the class. So I'll give it over there in the caps. Okay, so I gave, then after that I'll select public static void main. Otherwise if I'm not selecting, I need to give over there. So I'll click on finish. Okay, I'll click on default right now. I'll click on finish. Okay, then after that here I'm going to give, I created class, then I'm giving main and then I'm giving control space. So main method I'm giving. Okay, so when I give, that is actually if I want the main method means how I need to give, I need to type main and then after that I need to press control plus space button. This is what I need to do, control plus space button. So now what will happen for me, the main function I can utilize right now. Okay, so now I want to print hello world, system.out.println. For the shortcut is syso control space then hello world. Okay, so for me if I right click run as Java application, for me hello world will be printed. If I want to declare a variable integer I, for me the memory location is created and then the memory location name will be I, and then this data type will tell to the memory location store only integer values alone. I'm giving I is equal to 30. Okay, the same thing. Okay, now it accepts. Okay, same thing if I'm giving it as 30.50, it throws me an error. Why? Because 30.50 is a decimal value. See, when I mouse over there, okay, it gives me change type I to double. Okay, when I click on this one, see, the integer I will change to double I. Clear? Because it supports, the decimals will be supported by integer alone. That's the main thing. Okay. Then if I want to print the variable, I need to give system.out.println I without double quotes. So when I right click, run as Java application, prints me that's one. Okay, any information which is there under double quotes will be printed as like I'm giving equal to space, and then if I give plus symbol and then after the variable name, that will be called as concatenation. Okay, so what it will do is I is equal to space will be printed, then after that 30. Okay, so I'm going to print that 30. Okay, and then I'm planning to join with this value, so that's why I'm giving here plus. This concept is called as concatenation. Okay, concatenation we'll be seeing in detailed manner. So this is the basic. Run as Java application I equal to 30. Clear? Understood? Any doubts on this? Any doubts, Vamsi or Anagauda or Shravanti, Raja?
No. Clear, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So today I'll just stop the class over today. So tomorrow we'll be seeing about what is a global variable and then what is a variable. Today we saw about data types and then variable. Tomorrow we'll see the global and then after that the static variables like that. What are the types of variables we have? We're going to see that. Clear? Okay. So okay, thank you. So tomorrow we'll same time 8 o'clock we'll see over there. Thank you. Bye bye.